tear-gassed, beaten, and dragged. Protesters in Hong Kong have accused the police of using excessive force during a political demonstration in June. Hong Kong officials have pushed back.
My officers are acting in accordance with our guidelines.
The New York Times analyzed hundreds of videos, spoke to protesters who were beaten, and interviewed experts in crowd control. We identified 7 incidents caught on camera that contradict official statements and show that police officers did use excessive force, according to experts. On June 9th, 1 million people took to the streets to protest a bill that would allow Hong Kong to detain and extradite people to mainland China. The proposal stoked fears over the erosion of civil liberties that have long set Hong Kong apart from the Chinese mainland. Protesters' demands went unheeded, and days later, on June 12th, lawmakers put the bill to a vote. Thousands gathered at the government headquarters in protest. The demonstration was mostly peaceful, but a small group of protesters threw objects at officers in an attempt to breach police lines. Officers responded, beating protesters with batons and using tear gas and riot control ammunition indiscriminately. Peaceful demonstrators found themselves in the middle of the chaos. Ying Mo, a retired mechanics instructor, was watching the protest. In this video, we see him unarmed, walking toward police. An officer aims a gun, likely loaded with balls containing pepper spray. A popping sound is heard. Ying Mo falls to the ground. 3 officers pick him up and carry him away. Ying Mo was charged with participating in an unlawful assembly and released on bail.
當時我大自然瞓咗喺地下啊嘛，因為將個大力掟咗地下之後咧，咁我梗係好痛啦，咁啊好大聲咁痛啦，就即係拱開嗰個警察啦，係咪？跟住之後咧就有警察咧就起腳踢我啦。
What happened to him was not an isolated incident. In this video, another protester stands near officers. Riot police pull him to the ground and beat him. He is taken to the sidewalk and arrested. In another incident, a man who is distributing water is attacked by the police. Officers pepper spray him, punch him, and beat him with batons. One officer puts him in a chokehold. In some cases, commanders participate in the violence. They are identified by white shirts. When this protester falls to the ground, 2 commanders are among a group of police who attack her with batons and shields. And this woman said she was dragged for about 150 meters to the Legislative Council by a commander. All of the protesters shown here were arrested and later released, some on bail. Dr. Rohini Har, an expert in crowd control, said these police actions were unjustified.
The video suggests cause for concern that this is disproportionate and excessive force. This is basically like an essay on how not to police a protest movement.
Some of the most chaotic scenes happened when police fired tear gas at protesters trapped outside an office building. Early on that day, protesters set up barricades on the street. Around 3 p.m., officers surrounded the building on both sides, firing tear gas. Trapped by the police and barricades, protesters rushed toward the tower's main entrance. Those who make it inside attempt to open locked doors to allow more people through. But the police continue to fire tear gas into the crowd. Ivy Chan was volunteering at the protest, assisting people outside the tower.
咁但係其實入到中信大廈嘅時候，啲市民其實大家都好恐慌，因為嗰啲催淚彈嘅氣味咧，依然仲響中信大廈入邊，係好恐怖，係好擔心啲人。
Dr. Har said the police caused unnecessary panic.
The police in this situation are not using tear gas or other weapons or even like policing tactics to protect the crowd. They're actually like inciting and causing what looks like a stampede.
As violence escalated, Wu Chi-wai, a prominent Hong Kong lawmaker, walked to the front lines. As he moves toward the police, a commander directs another officer to fire tear gas. He continues marching, and his second canister is fired.
I don't think that is a possible way to use the force towards an unarmed legislator like me. And surrounding me, there's no demonstrator at all.
Anna Feigenbaum, an expert in the use of tear gas, said that it should never be used like a firearm.
The problem is when tear gas gets used as an offensive weapon. It should never really be used to single out someone and be shot near somebody in that way.
We sent these videos to the Hong Kong police, but they did not respond to our request for comment. At least 81 people were injured in the demonstration, according to the Hong Kong government. Police have said 22 officers were injured. Officials have promised an investigation into police actions, and the extradition bill was suspended after June 12th. But protesters want more. They are asking for an independent inquiry and the full withdrawal of the bill.